我が姿は正義。我が姿は世界。あの目よ、たたえよ。この気高くも美しい、不信して最強の神、ザマスを。
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. It's been a few days, but it's finally time for me to test out the LR merge Zamasu. I literally have not used him since pulling him on the bus. So, do let me know down in the comments how you're finding him, what you think of him. From what I know and from what I've already seen from when he was released on JP, he definitely earns the title of probably one of the best yellow/gold coin LRs in the game. But do let me know what you think. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you are new as well. All the support is very much appreciated. His entrance animation is dope. I love his animations. I also love his card animations as well. Like, look how good the card art animations are. As a Rose fan, I have to say they're probably some of the best in the game. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Personally, they're some of the best in the game. We do have them on the 180 Patara lead team just because that's the best possible, like, percentage lead you can currently run them on. Yes, there's a better team you can run them on, which is, of course, the LR Vegeta and Trunks lead, but unfortunately, your boy didn't pull them. But in terms of a 200% lead, they currently don't have one. So we're back on the Patara team. And starting on turn 1, we're actually linked up pretty well with the transforming Zamasu. These two actually share quite a few links together once this guy transforms. So in future, when the transforming Zamasu does eventually get an easy A, this link up, and especially with how good this guy can be defensively, if he gets a lot of defense combined with all that damage reduction, this rotation would actually be very, very good in the future, and I can't wait for it. We've even got the support from the side banner Goku Black. No big bad bosses, but of course we'll get that once we start losing some HP and seeing what this LR merge Zamasu can really do. With the support, no build up, pre-super, he is starting with a 281k attack stat, 115k defense. Let me actually quickly just do this. No interruptions on the video. And yeah, let's see what he is putting out turn 1 again with no big bad bosses, no build up, nothing of the sort. And let's go through his kit once again. So is a worldwide chaos or a Patara lead, giving key plus 4, HP and attack and defense plus 150%. Getting a super attack off, done a little bit. And with the support, he's starting with 5.4 million. Do you know what? At 55%, because of course, I didn't manage to pull a dupe, unfortunately. But at 55%, with a unit that you can link as easily as you can LR merge Zamasu, because he links so well with other Goku Black / Rose / Zamasu units, including, of course, the soon-to-be Easy A, Rose, and Zamasu as well, that supplies legendary power to him. 5.4 mil with some support, fairly linked up, like fairly well linked up, but also missing big bad bosses. Putting out 5.4 mil with also a guaranteed additional because he launched an 18 key super attack. That's actually pretty good. To me, that's pretty good. That's decent damage output given all the context and circumstance. That's actually not bad. So that's a good start to me. On 12 key, he greatly raises attack and defense by 50% for one turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack. On 18 key, he greatly raises attack and defense by 50% for one turn as well and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy and greatly lowers attack. That's why the built-in additional for launching an 18 key super is so good, because once you have his full damage reduction built up for taking what, like 5 attacks, he then, because it's so easy to get an 18 key off with them, you can greatly raise attack and defense once, you get the guaranteed additional for launching an 18 key, and then you can greatly raise his attack and defense again because of the built-in additional, which means you're getting a 100% or roundabouts 100% defense raise guaranteed in the turn, with all the damage reduction he has, including his starting defense at the turn as well, at the beginning of the turn as well. And that's why he's so good defensively, and also, as I said, just has the name of, or is up there as one of the best yellow/gold coin LRs. So as you see, we now got Fuse Fighter active, we now have Nightmare permanently active as well. And now we're up to 234k attack stat, 96k defense. I'm actually going to move him, actually no, I'm not going to move him in slot 1 because I want big bad bosses active, so I'm actually going to leave him where he is. This is probably going to be one of the few times he doesn't get an 18 key off, but I mean, if the orb placement was a little bit more generous, we would have got all of those int key spheres for him, which of course he did change because he is also an int orb changer. and we would have got a ton of orbs. But in terms of his passive, of course, he has the entrance animation, which looks great, where he'll get an additional key +1. That super attack should actually do some decent damage to us. Yeah, that's great. Need to watch out for the fusion, though. 3.6 mil on the 12 key. I do really like his 12 key as well. It's actually really, really nice. But after activating the entrance animation, which is never actually really going to be an issue for him, because to activate his entrance animation and get the additional key +1 per key sphere obtained for 5 turns, all you need to do is have another Potara category ally on the team, which, as I've said, I think during when he was revealed on Twitter, that's going to be incredibly easy to do, because naturally when you run LR Merge Zamasu, you're going to run him with other versions of himself. Other Zamasus, Merge Zamasus, Goku Blacks, Rose, or even Rose and Zamasu, who of course all belong on the Potara category team. And especially again with Easy A, Rose and Zamasu coming out very soon, and Strength Rose having his Easy A already being very good, and now he has units to surround him with, so he can go in the harder content. You're always going to have at least one other Potara category ally on the team, so you're always going to be getting that entrance animation off and getting that all-important additional key +1 per key sphere obtained for 5 turns, which of course is very, very helpful, because LR Merge Zamasu is an LR. You want to consistently get his 18 key off to maximize damage, to get that greatly raised attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, and launching that 18 key consistently, so you always get that built-in additional as well, so you can greatly raise his attack and defense by 50% twice in a turn most of the time, if not almost all of the time. So this rotation is great. We've got Big Bad Bosses active. Once we get some orbs, we're going to get Legendary Power active. He's on a 276k attack stat, 120k defense. It's looking good. Let's get him all these int key spheres. And of course, on top of the fact for 5 turns, he's going to be basically giving himself key. Of course, he also changes random key spheres of a certain type to int key spheres, which of course is going to help that consistency of getting the 18 key super and constantly getting that additional 12 key off in a turn as well. So you're always doing maximum damage, always getting the double greatly, always getting the double 50% attack and defense raise every turn, combined with the damage reduction. This is why he's so good. 5.7 million attack stat, and that is without support. Now I know it's nothing crazy like 8 mil or 9 mil, 10 mil, but considering again this is at 55%, this is without support, and again, because it's so easy or quite easy to get his 18 key off, you're always getting an additional super, which means you're always super attacking twice in 1 turn the majority of the time with LR Merge Zamasu. The amount of combined damage he's doing at 55% and how good defensively he's going to be for the turn as well. At 55%, this is very, very impressive. This is like really, really impressive. And of course, if you have dupes, that's probably where you're going to start seeing, the 7-8 millions, and then combine that with an additional. Obviously, I would have loved to have pulled an additional in Zamasu, but it wasn't meant to be, so I didn't manage to get one. But it's still pretty good. When you think about constantly or more often than not getting the built-in additional off, the combined amount of damage he's going to be doing, it's actually pretty good. Now, all us global players need to wait for, which should be out very soon. I'm not sure when. I haven't checked yet. All we have to wait for now is the LR Rose and Zamasu to get their Easy A, which will probably be out within the next few days. And then you have your kind of Rose Zamasu kind of rotation set and ready to go for the likes of Red Zone. That's all we have to wait for. But annoyingly, and this is what helps, this is why link leveling a lot of extreme units who have Big Bad Bosses are so helpful. We've now lost Big Bad Bosses, so I don't really want to use this active just yet until we get Big Bad Bosses active or reactive. We do need to lose some health, but I'm scared we may die. But it's a risk. It's a risk we're gonna have to take. So of course we've already lost, or we've also lost the additional key we're getting per type keys for obtained. Okay, we're losing a lot of health here, but this actually worries me because this super attack's probably going to do a lot of damage. Maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we'll actually just about be okay, which is great because we're near enough dead, which means we have Big Bad Bosses active, but I'm actually kind of scared we're going to die. Big additional. I actually really can't wait for this transforming Zamasu to actually get an Easy A. Like, he has a good foundation, such a good foundation for an Easy A. And now with all the other like easy A's for Rose and Zamasu units, also LR Merge Zamasu, who's up to 5.9 mil right there, combined with all the other amazing units surrounding him, do you know how good that's going to be? LR Merge Zamasu, you have Easy A Strength Rose, you have Easy A Rose and Zamasu. The potential for a new Rose or a new Goku Black, or like I would love personally a new Dokkan Fest Goku Black and Zamasu, or Rose and Zamasu. Just because it would be great to have another one, or just have them be a dual unit that fuses. That would be dope, because then you could link them with all the other units as well. And that way they all have different names. Like, I would really, really love to get, like, really, really love to get a dual Rose and Zamasu unit that fuses. Like, it would literally be so sick. But yeah, that would be dope, especially because that could offer all of these Rose and Zamasu units, that could offer them a 200% lead, which they currently don't have. But that could be a potential future unit. And then not to mention, you have the Easy A transforming Zamasu, who's, as I said, his foundations for his Easy A are actually really good. So we do have Big Bad Bosses active once again. We are actually getting a little bit of extra defense because of this Rose right now. But it's time to pop his active skill, which of course can be activated after performing 5 or more attacks in battle, or sorry, 5 or more super attacks in battle, which again, that's very easy to do when you consider this guy has a built-in additional and how often you're going to be using his 18 key, getting the built-in additional off. You're going to have that active probably by like, what, his 3rd appearance, which I think that's what we did here. So very easy to get his active skill active. He's going to massively raise his attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage and stun to 1 turn. Of course, the stages and, you know, events where you can actually stun is where you can utilize that. Unfortunately, we can't utilize that here, but very helpful for red zone stages where you can do that, red zone phases where you can do that, and also ESBR stages. But let's watch these dope animations. Not bad, not too bad in terms of damage at all. Not too bad. The only link we're currently missing. Oh, I forgot about that. Let me just pop it. Yeah, we should be good. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to put him in slot 1. Because by now he should have all his damage reduction, which to finish off what he gets, he does get attack and defense plus 100% at the start of turn and reduces damage received by 20%. He then gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack, hence why his attack stat kind of jumps up somewhat, and his defense will as well, again, especially when you get the 50% performing a super attack, his defense will jump up from like, where has he been sitting without any support? I think it's been run in the regions of like 96k, kind of somewhere in that region. And then you're getting almost a lot of the time, 2 guaranteed 50% attack and defense raises on super attack effects. You know, defensively, he's going to be very, very good once he supers. 6.7 mil after using his active as well, by the way, with Big Bad Boss's active. It's good damage output. And again, this is at 55%. And that's also with without legendary power active. That's at 55%. It's good, man. It's still very good. It's still very good. You know, I know it's not like 8-9 millions and like that ridiculous, but it's still very good because that's at 55%. Like, this unit is easily one of the best yellow/gold coin LRs in the game. Yeah, he also launches an additional super attack from an ult super attack, which we've already gone through. His attacks become effective against all types when key is 24. Now that is probably less likely to happen depending on orb placement compared to getting the guaranteed additional, but if you can get 24 key off, of course that's going to help when you're type neutral, and also a lot more when of course you have type disadvantage. And then he gets an additional damage reduction of 2% within the same turn with each attack received up to 10%. He then gets key plus 1 every time the character receives an attack 5 times in battle, which again, for him being an LR and you want to consistently get his 18 key off, that is very helpful. Also getting that 24 key so that your attacks become effective against all types. He then recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time the character receives an attack 5 or more times in battle. I know the 5 or more times seems a little bit excessive, but when you consider harder content like ESBR and Red Zone and how many attacks are getting hit at each unit in each slot every single turn, Getting hit 5 times is actually relatively easy to do to get all this extra damage reduction, extra ki, etc., and the 10% HP recovery, which isn't a lot, but it will kind of help in the long run. But it's actually very easy to get, as I said, when you consider ESPR and Red Zone being the harder content in the game, and how often those Red Zone bosses are actually attacking in each slot. It's actually so easy to get that. So I wouldn't worry about that, you know, too much in terms of being hit 5 times all the time, because it's going to be very easy to do. And then not only that as well, he has a 70% chance, a great chance of evading enemies' unarmed super attacks and countering, which is really good. Like a 70% chance to do that is really, really good. That's UI Goku levels of dodging. However, there aren't too many units in the game or too many bosses in the game that actually have unarmed super attacks, but where you can utilize it, that is very, very good. Considering how good he can be defensively once he supers, like, he's not a bad slot 1 unit, or like he can... It's very similar to Limit Breaker as a straightforward Goku, where he's a little bit more suited to slot 1 than some other units. A little bit less so at 55%, of course. But his ideal slot is going to be slot 2, because that way you can have the full built-up damage reduction, you can also super attack, you get the guaranteed additional, you greatly raise second defense twice. At least that way he super attacks, he's got all his defense and his damage reduction. His slot 2 is going to be his best position on a rotation in a turn. And then combined with the fact that also, you know, where you can utilize the 70% chance to evade and also counter unarmed super attacks, it makes him defensively really, really good, even at 55%. I know we just died, but we've gone through everything I've needed to go through. And yeah, he's very, very good. He's very, very good. As I said, is he a little bit more suited to slot 1 than other units? Yes. Is that his ideal position? Definitely, definitely not. You want him in slot 2 because you want him to super attack before he gets hit. That's where you're going to get his defensive pinnacle. I mean, you saw there with Type Disadvantage, only in the Legendary Vegeta event, he was taking 100k on a basic. Dupes aren't going to change that much. He's a very, very good unit. Easily earns the title of one of the best yellow/gold coin LRs in the game. And at 55%, I'm still incredibly impressed, and I would love to have a dupe in him, because if you manage to pull a dupe in him, especially with the guaranteed additional, you could potentially super attack 3 times in 1 turn, which means you get 3 50% attack and defense raises, which means defensively, this guy is going to be tanking incredibly well, even though he already does so, but that extra additional, that extra 50% would be great. But yeah, do let me think of him down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace!